And what's really important with that is microchipping your pet. That's huge. When you microchip your pet, if it ends up going into a veterinarian clinic or it ends up coming into even our center, then we can scan that animal and pull up a number and register it into a system. And we're able to pull up the contact information so we can contact those owners. So that's really important. And I know myself personally as a pet owner, that's really important to me. If my dog ever got out and I wasn't able to get her back, I don't know what I'd do. I feel for those owners when those things happen. So that's why we do a lot of education on microchipping as well, and rescue and relief services as well out in the community.
I think that's one thing that a lot of people don't realize, that when their pet goes missing, that it's you guys are a good place to be the first call. I know when my dog, when I was younger, he went missing, and we looked for him, and then finally someone was like, "Why don't you phone the OSPCA?" Never even thought of that. Sure enough, phoned, and someone had found him a few blocks away from us and had phoned and let them know.
Yeah, so it's great because we have like a lost and found book as well, so that we can keep track. So if an animal does come into us and somebody's reported a lost animal, that we've got contact information, so we can call that owner back and let them know that their pet is safe at the SPCA, which is fantastic for the owners, that's for sure.
So when you're educating pet owners, what are some of the things that maybe they don't realize, and like, oh, I never even would have thought of that?
Some of the things that we do educate on is how to properly greet an animal. A lot of people have their own different ideas on how to properly greet an animal, and it's teaching children and youth and even adults how to properly do that. Behaviors and signs to watch for, to make sure that you're safe and you're respecting the animal's space at the same time. So there's a lot of education that we do with that as well, which really helps, because the more people you educate, the more people that will educate as well. So, it's kind of like a paying it forward and passing it on to others, so that, we learn from each other, which is really great.
So there is a lot of different ways that people say is the best way to greet a dog. For example, what is the actual proper way?
Giving a dog, for example, its own space. Letting it smell you first. Putting out the back of your hand, or even making a gentle fist. Putting it just in front of the animal, giving it space to let it sniff on its own. If the animal still looks really happy, the animal is, still in a good behavior mode, then it's more safe to do so. So it's more safe to pet at that point. But, if the animal is sniffing you and maybe they're giving some warning signs of a little bit of a growl, or maybe, you notice that the tail's tucked between the legs and they're kind of scared and timid, that might not be the greatest time for you to pet that animal. So it might just be I'm going to walk away right now, and I'm going to let the animal have its own space.